Welcome back. Most of you guys watching this video are not truly confident. You might think that you are, and we'll get into why that might be, but I can almost guarantee you that most of you are not as confident as you could be. Before getting into detail around that, let us just say from the start that most of us are not born confident. We are shaped by the harsh reality around us. So there's a whole series of personal circumstances that can have a very strong effect on the way that we feel about each other. So this can be failures from the past, rejections, our own personal insecurities, or any way that the harsh world around us has in some way, shape, or form judged us. But don't worry, in this video, I'm going to tell you how to get rid of all of that. We're going to go through body language, we're going to go through tone of voice, and if you stick till the very end, I'm going to give you a special book recommendation that will actually change your life. Before we get started, you need to understand that confidence isn't just a mindset, it is a weapon. It's a shield that you can use to protect you, but also a sword that you can use to pierce through the opinion of other people. And it will change how you look, how you feel, and how the people around you perceive you. This isn't just about appearances, it's literally about survival. Let's start talking about it. First thing, confidence is very rarely real. It more often than not is completely fake. And that's okay. Sometimes you do need to fake it to survive. You wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and you think, who am I kidding? There is no chance that I'll be able to go throughout the course of this day with a confident, upbeat attitude. But here is the twist. People do not see what is going on inside of you. They only see the mask that you wear on a daily basis. That means that if your mask is good enough and if you wear it well, it can change the entire game of social interactions. Let's get psychological for a second. Confidence is about perception. People do not see what is going on through your head. They only see the version of yourself that you broadcast to the world. This is not just a theory, this is hardwired into our brains. When you carry yourself with conviction, you create an illusion of strength, confidence, and yes, attractiveness. You have to realize that the world is an extremely superficial and shallow place. People are judging each other on the pure soul basis of surface impressions. But when you are in control of those impressions, you are controlling everything. You become the person that people want to believe in, even if it's all made up.
All of us have kind of an identity for ourselves, a way of defining ourselves. And human beings don't usually stray from that. So if you consider yourself to be a conservative person or a shy person, I know the way you move to some extent. I know the facial expressions, the gestures, the way you use your body. And it's all consistent with the fact that human beings, our strongest drive is the need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. If your self-definition is, I'm a situation where I'm kind of, what was the word he used? Shy. Then you're gonna find a way to get to a place where you kind of cower back.
Right.
The fastest thing you could do to change your experience would be to create a new little thing, a simple thing like erase. The minute you go, I'm shy, you go erase. That's a BS story. BS meaning belief system. That's just a story. And if you tell yourself a story long enough, you start to believe it. And once you believe it, you act like it. When you calling yourself shy, you believe it. You go, Tony, I've always been shy. Up until this moment. Do something that's completely outside what you would normally do. Something, become somebody else. Decide who's the most playful, passionate, outrageous, fun person you know, and behave like them for 2 or 3 days. Just push yourself to behave like that. And here's what's happened. It'll be shocking, it'll be weird, it'll be different, you'll feel uncomfortable, but after a while, you'll get reinforced. It's like if you get a nice haircut, you make a change in the way you look, people will compliment you. You'll get some compliments, and those compliments will make you want to use those other parts of yourself.
Here is another very dark truth. Your body will betray you. When you fidget, avoid eye contact, or slouch, people will perceive you as weak and insecure. You are broadcasting weakness to the world, and the world won't just notice it, it will crucify you for it. But when you take control of your body language, and that means deliberate movements, holding eye contact, no fidgeting, no messing around, you are sending a completely different different message. The message that you are sending is this: I am here, this is my home, and you are a guest. But what happens when you lack confidence? What happens when you are insecure and visibly not comfortable in your own environment? You don't just look bad, it's much worse than that. You are invisible. When you don't project self-assurance, people do not even see you. Opportunities of a lifetime can be completely missed just because you're not exuding the correct body language. And worst of all, you will start believing the lie that you are not enough. It's a vicious cycle, but the good news is you can break the cycle. Remember, confidence isn't given, it is taken.
UFC, the confidence has been sky high. You said you were going to be the champion. You said you were going to take over. You've achieved all that and probably more. You really have taken over the sport. Undoubtedly the biggest star in it. Where does this confidence come from? What were you like as a child? Were you always like this? Did you know you were destined for greatness?
I was always one of those guys, yeah.
I can believe it.
I'm sure
100%.
We're two of a kind, me and you, Mike. We're two of a kind.
Here's a quick checklist for walking into any room. Your frame should be strong and upright. Your tone of voice should be quite low and masculine. But most important of all, you need to be approachable. People need to want to talk to you without even having heard your voice before. You need to be in your element, in your groove. And trust me, if you think this in your head, it will manifest to the outwards world. Here's another tip that goes a little bit against the trend that we've said so far of like deep psychological things. You need to be in single-digit body fat, all right? You need to be lean, you need to look good. Being in single-digit body fat will not only improve the way that your face looks, but it will make you way more approachable because people will see you as somebody that takes care of himself and therefore somebody that takes care of the people around him. I would definitely recommend fasting. You can go on a 3-day fast, which is kind of like the borderline limit for losing body fat without losing any muscle mass. You can Google it. There's heaps and heaps of studies and research that have been done on the topic of fasting. And if you want to lose body fat quickly, that is probably the best way to go. Next, you need to read this book. This book is called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a fantastic book about networking. It'll show you how to do well in any social interaction. With regard to confidence, even though the direct mission, the direct message of the book isn't directly related to confidence, I can guarantee you that if you master the concepts presented in this book, your confidence levels will skyrocket. I'll leave you with this. Confidence is not about never being afraid. It's about moving forward regardless of the fear that you are feeling. And the best part is that you don't need permission to own your own space. The outside world may be extremely harsh, but confidence, that is something entirely under your control. So step up. Fake it if you have to, and watch how the world will bend around you. If there's a message in this video that has hit home for you, drop me a comment below. Let me know about your own internal battles with regard to confidence, and I will see you in the next video.